talked to Steve D. Castile yesterday. He's got about 60% of people coming back, but he
Yeah.
doesn't have too many cases of COVID-19 in his whole county. I think there's like
Oh, got it.
450 in his whole county.
Wow.
Down here in the county I'm in, there's 10,000 cases.
Yeah.
So the schools are seeing like 20% of people coming back and the rest doing Zoom classes online.
Got it. Got it.
You've been open, what, 2 weeks now?
This is our fourth week.
Oh, good. And
Yeah.
how's it looking?
It's looking pretty good. So we have about 260. So I'm not counting anybody who hasn't came back yet. Well, either they're doing Zoom or coming to the karate school. But we only have about like 25 to 30 people doing Zoom every week. Everybody else has been coming to the karate school. And so we're at like 265 that have came back.
Okay.
So
what, that's about 60 or 80 that have dropped out?
yeah, there's been quite a few. So I'm only counting the people that have came back. I mean, there's a lot of people that have told us that they're coming back, but I'm not going to say anything until they actually come back, So
Well, if people are still paying, I still count them active. Rainmaker does too, because they haven't made the decision to stop. That's why they keep paying. They have every intention to coming back. So if they're paying and they're not alive in class, you at least that they want to be there. So maybe just be talking, coaxing, doing private class on Zoom to get them caught up, whatever it's going to take.
So that's what we've been doing. Some people are still paying, but they don't want to do Zoom. Their kid doesn't want to do it and all that. So we have a couple of them. There's probably only like 10 to 15 that are paying though that aren't showing up to classes.
Okay.
I actually don't know the number, but so we've also put quite a few people on hold, probably about like 20 to 25 people on hold. So
how many people are showing up live every day?
So every week it gets better. Not sure how much longer that's going to happen because Arizona's spiking, but I mean, it's bound to happen, right? It's a virus. So, so we had 62 people. No, I'm sorry. We had about 50-ish people Monday, Wednesday last week. And then Tuesday, Thursday, we had about 70 to 75. This week we had 66 people on Monday, 72 people on Tuesday, and then like 68 yesterday.
Okay.
So it's getting there. I mean, it's about half of what we're used to, And then there's also the online people too, right? So we're averaging about 80 to 90 every day with the online as well.
When you do the Zoom online, do you just broadcast your live classes or do a separate
instructor? Right now it's Mr. Baker number 3. In July, we're going to have Mr. Baker number 3 come on back because not a lot of people do online Monday and Wednesday. We maybe have 5 or 6 people. And so we're going to just do Zoom Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's going to be Miss Brianna.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the important thing, I was talking to a couple people yesterday, to make sure the online experience is just as good as the live experience.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, Arizona's spiking, so more people they want to stay home. So now they were just doing live classes. If they go back to Zoom and go, man, it was so much better live. You got to kind of treat everyone equal.
Yeah.
Because even the people that are on Zoom, you don't know why they're on Zoom. It could be the parents that are just overprotective. Could be whatever. And so you can't treat them like second-rate students. Everyone's got to receive the best possible classes possible. So hopefully they will come back, when they start feeling safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I think, it's kind of funny because here in Arizona, it just kind of seems like probably 60 to 70% of people just don't give a crap. They just want to live their life. So, and then there's probably like 40% that are like super freaked out about it. There's like no in between, right? So
no, there isn't. It's just same here. There's people who thinks everything's a hoax, and there's other people who think that they're going to do it next.
Yeah.
The good thing though is I did some research down here in Florida to find out how many kids actually have COVID. It's 1.7% of the people that have COVID are like under 12 years old. So there's a very,
wow.
very small percentage of kids that have it. So
Yeah.
like Steve DeCastillo, he's over there in Tampa, 450 people got COVID. It's only like 8 kids in his whole county have it. So parents feel pretty safe over there.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and we do a good job cleaning the karate school. We have hand sanitizer everywhere. We ask everybody to use hand sanitizer before they come in, before they leave. We're not making anyone wear masks just because it's really hard to work out with a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Our instructors have to wear masks, and then parents can sit down and watch, and then they just can't sit next to another parent. And then we just clean the chairs and everything before and after every class. So
how are you trying to communicate with the people that aren't there live and try to talk to them and keep that relationship going? And
so I'm calling them about every week. And then I'm also texting them. So if they don't answer, I send them a text.
Okay.
So I leave a message and then I send them a text too.
And what do you try to say?
I just say, hey, I noticed that blah, blah, blah has not been to class in about 3 weeks, however many weeks it's been. And I just say, I'm just checking up on you guys and make sure you guys are doing well and okay. So I've only gotten one person to respond. So out of all the texts, I've only sent like 12 because most people are answering because they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've only gotten one person to text me back. So, and they're doing okay. They're kids. They have 3 kids that are whatever, autoimmune or whatever that is. So they're just going to be staying home and all that. And they've been with us for like 9 years. So they do online classes here and there, but it's not consistent by any means. But
my grandkids, they're doing Kenpo down here with Ben Cohen, and they do online classes. They absolutely love online classes. I think because they're young and they do so much stuff online. I mean, they had a dining room in their house. Now their dining room is, the table's gone, and it's like a little dojo in there. And they just put on the uniforms, and because I watch them once in a while, I watch them take their graduation to the next belt, which was really cool because more people are on there watching than normally go to one of their tests. So
really?
Everyone's clapping, cheering. The instructor sent home the certificate in the belt. So my daughter got to put on their belt and give them their certificate. Yeah. And then I did the 4 L's for the graduation, and it was pretty cool. It was really
pretty cool. Yeah, we did our belt graduation. We're not doing one online this time, just because honestly, like most of our students are coming back and they don't want to do it online. We had great online stats, but every month it just gets worse and worse. Yeah. So we had about 120, probably about 90 to 100 every day. The first month, the end of either the mid-March till end of March. Mm-hmm. And then April, we probably had about 80 to 90 people every day. And then May is when it just kind of fell off a cliff, and we were only getting 30 to 40 people doing it live every day. So, but I think we're going to be doing online classes probably until there's a vaccine, just because that way we get the people who are scared, but we're still staying open for people who want to come and take class.
Right. It's really hard to plan. William Pierce and I were talking the other day, and he was saying it's really hard to plan because everything changes. This is what we're doing right now. We're going to wait till the vaccine, and then all of a sudden you're going to hear something else in the news, and it could change.
Right. Yep.
Just like you said, everything was going good in Arizona, just like down here. Then you start getting a spike in cases, and then things change again. So some people plan on doing online forever.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be us, but we'll probably have recorded classes. Right. But I don't know about.
They just want to do it so when people how Arizona, everyone goes to their grandparents' house up where it's cooler. At least they can still take martial arts classes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're thinking.
Freeze them during the summertime.
Yep.
How many new people did you get this month so far?
So we have 12 people on our 8-week program so far, and then we have I signed up 2 people. So like after they quit for 3 months, they get an email saying, "Hey, do you want to come back to karate for $69 for 6 weeks?"
Mm-hmm.
So I've signed up 2 people on that, and then we had another student come on back that's been gone for like a year and a half, and they signed up for 3 months, paid in full, so it was like $510. But she just wants to see how she does until school starts, because she's in all AP classes. So
no, that's not bad. That's 15 by the 18th.
yeah,
So you still got like 12 days left. So you could be over 20 for this month.
I think I will be.
What'd you do last year, just for the heck of it, in June?
So I have no idea. Probably about 30.
Okay.
I can check.
We have a woman down here who owns the school, Melanie Strauss. Her goal is, she's a smaller school, to get 2 new and 2 people coming back, either ex-students or people that have
Nice.
are just doing Zoom every single week, which isn't like huge numbers, but she's really focused on it, and she's been doing it for the entire month of June.
Yeah, that's really cool. Man, it only says, oh, that's not right. I must have stopped punching numbers in. Let me go to Rainmaker.
How's your family doing?
We're all doing good.
Nice.
We're all doing good. Okay, give me a second here. Oh, oops. Oh, dang, this is total contracts. This doesn't help.
Okay, I just from like working with you last year, I think the beginning of the summer was a little bit slower than you normally would. So I think you're probably pretty close to the same.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I have trials. I mean, I was so booked for the last 2 weeks that I only have been contacting the students, like the new leads, to see if I can set them up.
Yep.
But if they don't respond, I like haven't messaged them back. So I still have quite a few leads to hit up. But I was so backed up that like I would do a trial on Monday, and then for their second class, the next time that I would have available would be like that next Wednesday or Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been pretty booked on trials.
Nice.
And I do have I have a family of 2 coming in for their second class. They confirmed that they'll be there. I think they're both going to sign up for the 8 weeks. And then we have another kid coming in for his second class, and we have 2 first classes today. I'm booked pretty much next Monday and Tuesday already. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Financially, how's the school doing?
Pretty good. It's going to be quite a challenging road ahead, but right now we're at 25.5.
Okay.
So already better than any of the previous 3 months. So
Okay. So
yeah.
what do you think you're going to gross this month?
I'm trying to get 150 student value at 300 students. So 37.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. All right.
So that's what I'm trying for. I think I'll be able to get there. We are extending everyone's programs during the time that we were closed for 2 months. But I'm just going up to them and asking them if we can extend it on their next program. So we already have like 4,200 so far this month in renewals. I think we're at 3,000-ish. Yeah, 3,000 for new student down payments, which is $279 for the 8 weeks.
Very
Some
good.
retail. We sold probably about 100 T-shirts. So.
All right. So for
Yeah.
income generators, you're still getting paid in fulls, but it's only an 8-week program, so your paid in fulls aren't really, really high.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I'm just counting those as new student down payments because it
okay.
automatically goes into our 6-month 170 a month program in
Okay.
August.
Oh, so they're
So
automatically roll over unless they call and cancel?
exactly, yeah. So they have all 8 weeks to cancel the program.
Nice. And
So
you're doing some retail. Have you tried any events, parent side
no,
out or anything? No.
nope. I don't think we'll be doing those for a good while, unfortunately.
When you
So
have the students line up for class, are you doing social distancing or are you?
oh yeah, so we have little East Mesa karate stickers, and they're because that was Arizona's rule is you can be open, but everyone needs to be 6 feet apart.
Okay.
So our dots are 6 feet apart from each other. So in room A, we have 27 spots available, and room B, we have 17 spots available. And
Okay.
then the instructor just stays at the front of the mat. They do air high five, air knuckles, all that kind of stuff. When we do correcting, we still kind of get, we don't really follow the 6 rule thing because some of the kids need you kind of right there to kind of help them out.
Right. Right.
But we're wearing masks, and I mean, it's our instructors check their temperatures before they come in. I mean, we're doing everything as much as you can do, right?
Right.
To make sure that the kids still have a good experience. So
Things are
we
pretty
are
much back to
thinking,
normal here in Florida. It was like that for just a short time. And then it
yeah,
was like with kids' activities is back to normal. So kids can sit next to each other. They can do sparring. They can do self-defense techniques. So
yeah, we're still doing summer camp, and there's no social distancing there. It's way too hard to do that. But yeah, our classes are all social distance and everything like that. So
how many kids you have in summer camp?
um, we sold like 125 weeks. I mean, really, to be like last year, we sold like 200. 100 of them was on the holiday sale,
Yep.
and then 100 throughout the year. But I mean, this year, March and April is usually when we would sell about like 10, 15, 20 weeks. And since we were closed, nobody signed up for it. So some of our weeks will have like, 15 kids in it. Some of them will only have like 5.
Okay.
But
I was talking to Charles Jarnigan, and his kids love summer camp. He goes, they just want to be around other kids.
yep.
For 3 months, they've been in their house. He goes, they just want to socialize and talk and watch movies and
Yeah,
talk. And so it's kind of neat.
exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of like our classes right now. And like, cause I'm sitting down with the parents when I have a chance and talking to them and see how they're doing and everything like that. We have a lot of nurses. A lot of our parents, one of them is a nurse.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool talking to them and just kind of seeing, hearing everything. It's kind of funny because all of our nurses just don't. It's just like it's a virus. So you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Just be healthy and do the right things. And, hopefully it doesn't affect you too bad. But it's kind of funny. So a couple of them work the COVID floor. So that's been kind of fun talking to them and just kind of
Well,
hearing how they're, taking care of people and everything like that.
good. So between, because you've got your father as an owner, you as an owner, and your brother, how optimistic are you guys?
How what?
Optimistic are you?
My dad's always the most optimistic. I think we can get there too. But we would just want to try to get back to like 50,000 a month by the beginning of next year. So, which I think is possible. I mean, if we can hit 150 student value, then, and we have 300 students and we just slowly build on top of that, then I think we can get there by the end of the year.
Okay. For the people who are really optimistic, a lot of kids are going to want to do martial arts because there's not many choices for sports. So if they're not going to be playing baseball, soccer, and things like that, they want to do martial arts. Also, there's a lot of parents are looking for fitness because their kids gained a lot of weight over the last year. I mean, they say kids have gained between 5 and 15 pounds.
Jeez.
So, I mean, parents probably notice it, but they really haven't started looking for something. So part of your social media marketing went to, being fit through martial arts. And if you did like your 8-week program, which you had an 8-week kick and fit program, it was Kick to Be Fit. And that was the focus. So parents may not be looking for martial arts, but they may see that now you're doing something to keep the kids healthy. So we're going to work on dieting, we're going to work on health, and work on nutrition, and we're going to keep the kids active. So that might be a whole new market. So now you've got kids that want to do sport. You want kids that want to do sports. There's no other choice except martial arts. Kids who want to get fit. The biggest and most fun thing they do is martial arts to stay fit. And it's a side effect of self-defense. So, if you start looking that way, plus with the population in your area and the location you have, I think you're going to do well.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. I guess I'm just more kind of, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but also know you're really hard work.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've already signed up a good chunk of students this month, and I think there's 50% of people out there that just don't give a crap, and there's 50% of people that do care, and we just got to target the people that don't. They want to get out, they want to do things, they want to socialize.
Well, if it's 50-50, you still have 200,000 people in your area.
Exactly.
Your the Gilbert area, Mesa area is 500,000 people, so you still have 250,000 people. So I think that's why it's probably a little optimistic, just saying, I'm not like having a school someplace where I'm a population of 20,000. I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
well,
plus,
I'll
give you this challenge. You want to do 50 grand. This month you're going to do 37. So it leaves you 13,000. I mean, how hard would it be to add 13,000 if you got 20 new students a month?
Yeah.
If you had 5 do paid in fulls, and that's your paid in full would be almost $2 grand. That's 10 grand.
That's true.
So now you think about 3,000. So
yeah,
I mean, you guys,
that's very doable.
You guys know how to do that. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think we'll start doing paid in fulls again in August. Right now, I just kind of want to build that check back up because it's down to. I think we'll make like 17,000 this month off our check.
Okay.
Which it was 27. So I just want to try to get that back up to 20 to 22. And then I think if I get it to 20 to 22, I think that's super easy because, I mean, we were doing 60,000 a month average last year, and we were only pulling in about 20 to 21 a month off of our checks.
Yeah.
So if I can get back to there, then I know I can get to 50. So.
You also know what to do if you want to build your check and you want to get some paid in fulls. You do 6-month paid in fulls, and then you convert them to payments in 3 months. So it's all about getting them on a 6-month program.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
$1,200 for a 6-month program. 3 months later, you convert them to leadership, apply the balance, and have them start making monthly payments. So there's only a 3-month delay. You got a big chunk of cash 3 months later, and now that you've converted them to payments. So you can put on paper and set some goals.
It's definitely doable. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely doable.
For sure.
So how you doing with everything else? You investing some money, able to save
anything? Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were blessed to get the PPP pretty quick. Our accountant found us a small bank. So during the second round, we got it pretty quick.
Good.
I wasn't paying myself we were paying our employees, but I wasn't paying myself, and my dad wasn't paying himself. But last month, since we were open a little bit, I think we ended up making 27,000 or something. 27,000. No, actually, I think it was only 26. So I was able to pay myself back everything. So I'm still saving about 3,000 a month.
Good.
So yeah, I got a good chunk of cash, and I'm playing with day trading a little bit. With the classes that I took for real estate, like after you do so many live classes, they just start handing you like classes like candy. And so I took a master trader class, and so he just kind of shows you how to evaluate stock, and then how to graph it and all that kind of stuff. So I've been playing with that on Webull, and so I have 10,000 in there, doing pretty good, and then I have about 20, well, I mean, if you include all my accounts besides my Roth IRA, I think I have like 32,000. So
Good.
I have 21 in Fidelity. I have about 5,000 in Robinhood, and I'm going to transfer that to Fidelity because I just like Robinhood's customer service is pretty garbage. So I'm transferring that to Fidelity. Then I have about like $6,000 for all my long-term holds. That's in Merrill Edge. So I'm going to transfer that to Fidelity too.
Okay.
And Fidelity will be like all my long-term holds. And then I'm going to be buying a quadplex here this year. So.
Are you still paying in your house?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Are you trying to, just curious, are you trying to get rid of that so you're debt free in your house?
No, I'm going to rent this one out.
Okay.
I can get about 1,500 for it. And it's like 11.5 that I owe on it every month. I only owe 10.30, but then HOA kills me in this area. But I don't know. I've been thinking about selling it too, and then just buying a quadplex.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like it, and I think it would. So this is what my long-term goal is, right? So after taking all these classes and everything, and I tried the wholesaling thing and all that, but it just takes up a lot of time. Like it's like I was spending like 20 to 25 hours a week on it, and I was getting phone calls and all that, but sometimes I'm at work and I'm not going to answer my phone at work, I don't think that's very right. And it's just probably a year and a half down the road, I might start making like 20 to 30,000 a month or a year off of it. And I'm just like, I'd much rather put my time into investing and stock trading and option trading. That's the class I'm taking now, is option trading. That's been pretty cool to kind of learn. But I want to take my time to do that because I can actually do it in the morning before I go to karate, rather than getting everything mailed out and then waiting for phone calls. And sometimes I get calls, sometimes I don't. When I do get calls, it was while I'm at work. And out here in Arizona, just there's a lot of unethical stuff that I don't like, and I don't want to compete on that. So, like in wholesaling out here in Arizona, it's very common for you just to offer what they want, and you get them under contract. So if their house is worth like 300,000, they say, "Oh yeah, I'll pay you 300,000 for it, cash. I'll have that, in 2 weeks," or whatever they say. Or they usually do like 30 days. So I'll have that cash in 30 days. You sign everything, you wait 2 weeks, and then you go back to them and you're like, "Oh, well, after I had my contractor look at it, there's about like $105,000 worth of repairs. So I only can pay you this." And by this time, usually those people, because what they do is they try to get you excited that that's what the money you're going to get. So you go out and buy a car, you go out and buy a new house, you go out and buy these things expecting all this money. And then they come back and they don't lowball you. They offer you what they should have offered you in the first place.
Right.
But now you're screwed and you kind of need to take it.
No.
And I don't think that's right. and so anyways, I don't feel like competing on that level. And I would much rather spend my time elsewhere. Right. So I'm just going to focus on rentals, and then day trading. So I just have 10,000 in Webull that I'm playing with. And my goal for this year is to make $500 a month. So just 5%. And then next year I want to try to get it to 10% a month. And then after that, I want to try to pull in about 2,500 a month off of just day trading. And then I never want to take money out of it. So whatever I gain, I'll just use.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and that's been fun. I mean, I had no idea. So when I took the class, I always thought like you had to buy it at whatever you bought it at. And then you have to sit there on your phone or on the computer, and then it hits your number and then you sell it. Well, I had no idea that you put like these you put these stop orders in and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, just teaches you run your numbers, you do everything. And they also give you an Excel sheet. So you punch all your numbers into this Excel sheet, and it's like, well, if everything that you told me is correct, then you buy the stock at, let's say the stock is $100. So, and the day cost average moves around like $2.50.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, you're going to buy the stock at 103 because it needs to show you proof that the stock is going up. And then you put your stop limit here. So if it does buy at 103 and your risk tolerance is only 2%, then when it hits 99 or whatever, then it sells automatically.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. And it was funny because I was taking the class and he's like, a lot of people when they first are stock trading, they don't mind like losing 10%. And he's like, but you gotta, then he said something that really kind of started opening up my mind. And he's like, you're going to lose. You need to understand that this isn't something you always win at. You're going to have great calls. You're going to have not so great calls. And he just said, when you lose, let's say, because you are going to lose, let's say you lose 5 times in a row. Well, if you're risking 10% to your portfolio every time you lose 5 times in a row, well, there goes 50%. Rather than if you risk 2%, then you're only losing 10% of your portfolio.
Right.
And you only allocate like 25% to, I'm only doing 20%. So I will only allocate 20% of my total net worth in there into a stock. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. It's been fun to do.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's been really cool. And then the option trading I think is really cool too. So I think I'm going to take $5,000 and invest into stocks and just day trade it and swing trade it, and then do options too. So we doing that, and then I'll save $3,000 a month, and I'll buy rentals.
Well, I was impressed by you.
Well, thank you. And then this is the last trainer that I had talked to me about owner financing, and again, this is something that would take a lot of work if I was just to do it right now and to get houses under contract and all that. I don't know if I want to put in that work because it is, I mean, I already work like 35 to 40 hours at the karate school and then 30 to 40 hours there. And now I want to also stock trade. And so I just think I'd much rather have time to reflect and think and all that. But after I pay my houses off, which I'll be around, late 50s, early 60s, I'll just owner finance it. And then I don't need to worry about renting it.
Right.
I can just be the bank, charge 4% interest.
Mm-hmm.
They pay you a huge chunk down. If they stop paying you, you just put them in foreclosure. My house would already be paid off, so it's not like it matters.
Right. Yep.
And I won't be paying my house off. Somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just cash flow a little bit that way too. And I think this house will be about, things out here appreciate stupid fast. 4 years ago when I bought this house at 188, it's worth about 265 now. Well, I wouldn't pay 265 for it, but somebody in the neighborhood sold my exact house like 2 months ago for 265. And so same house, same everything.
Yep. That's how it is here in Florida too, and prices just go
nuts.
up. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so, man, there's so many people coming into warm places.
Yeah, and so many people. So Maricopa County, before, I don't know what the numbers are now, but back in November there was 228 families moving to Maricopa County every day.
Wow.
And yeah, that's an insane number. When you put your house up on the market, it's pretty common to have 8 offers in an hour out here in East Mesa.
Really?
Yeah, and it's usually over your asking price. So, because I think that person was selling their house for $249, and they ended up selling it for $265.
Yeah, they just need a couple bidders, and then they have a price war going. And
yeah, it's pretty nuts.
When we sold our last house, it started with a price war, and some other guy goes, "I don't play this." He just backed up because they started bidding. No, I'm not going to get a price war. I'm paying more than I should.
Yep. And so then that's one reason why I don't know if I just want to sell this house, is because the cash flow is only going to be about $300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And the HOA is $117 a month already. And you never know what your HOA is going to be.
Right.
And so, if they just say, hey, HOA is now $200, that just keeps cutting into my profit. So I don't know. Part of me wants to sell it as I'm an owner, because then I don't owe any taxes on my capital gains because it's an owner lived in house.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just want to kind of buy quadplexes and rent those out, because you can buy a quadplex every year, live in it for a year, and then go out and buy another one.
Okay.
And just put 3.5% down. So there's a couple cool ones out here in Arizona. There's 2 for 2 on Redfin right now. There was one really good deal, but this was during everything, and I didn't know if I wanted to buy it. But there's a quadplex for $449, and it was in like this cul-de-sac area, and it was in northwest Mesa, and properties out there rent out for about $1,100 to $1,200 a unit, and so I would cash flow like $1,200 a month and live for free.
Right.
So there's these other nice ones that have 1-car garages for each property, and one of them is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Another one is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and then another one is 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, and then the other one's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's a really unique structure. So like the quadplex is built in a way where you're never above or on top of anybody. So it's just a really cool way. So like the 3-bedroom, 2-bath is downstairs. And then there's another 2-bedroom, 2-bath that's a downstairs and upstairs. And then the other one story, 2-bedroom, 1-bath is downstairs. And then the 2-bedroom, 1-bath upstairs is just above the garages.
Oh.
So it's really like it's a little bit more. I would only cash flow about maybe $500 to $600 a month. But I mean, I'd live for free, which is another $1,000 I can just put into savings. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's some thinking I have to do, but I'm excited about it.
Yes. So you're positive.
Yeah. No, yeah, I am. I'm very positive about that, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just not as optimistic as my dad. I think we can make $50,000 a month, because he was at first saying, hey, if we can just get back to normal by December, which was like $65,000 a month. I was like, oh man, that's stressful. But we were just talking last week, and he goes, if we can just get into $50,000 a month by the beginning of next year.
I think you'll do faster than that.
I think we can get to 50 pretty quick. So if I can get to 37.5 this month, and I mean, I think the reason why cases are just spiking right now is, number one, we have there's just so many freaking tests, number one. And number two, I just think as it gets hotter here in Arizona, it's just going to get better. And if businesses do what they're supposed to do, then I think it'll all be good.
Yeah, they notice,
and then eventually there'll be a vaccine.
Yeah. I notice in Florida, younger people getting it now because they're more likely to go to bars and nightclubs and things like that.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't do any of that stuff. So.
All right, sir. Yep. Hey, thanks for
It's always good talking to you. Yeah, for sure.
Say hi to everyone for me.
I will. Let me know if you need anything. All right.
You got it, sir. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.